Good morning, traders. Welcome to this week's ELLIOTTWAVE Forex and Cryptocurrency Market Analysis webinar. I hope you all had a great week. It is the end of the love month and the end of our 40% special across all our offerings. Just check them out before the end of this month. Today is the 26th. This is a short month that ends on the 28th. So the 28th, the 40% special on all our offering ends. Just look out on our website. If you're looking for just the course only without a subscription, there is an option for that. And if you're looking for a course, whether it's a full course, advanced ELLIOTTWAVE course, you will find that on the website. There are options there for you until the end of this month. All right, guys, so let's get right into it. As usual, what we do is we look at how we focused the market in the last week, how the market played out, and what the outlook is going into the new week. The market has been somewhat lukewarm in terms of trading opportunities, but we have been able to catch some some really good trade setups, as you'll see when we start with the webinar. Right, guys, if you'd like to contact us, you can do so via our website. There's a live chat there. You can talk to any of our agents directly, or you can use any of the method listed on our YouTube channels. Under the description of all our videos, you will find our contact details, the mobile numbers, the links to the Telegram channel, as well as TradingView link, and you can also follow us on our social media pages, that is Twitter and Facebook. Website, I've already shown you. The website is www.trading-waves.com. All our information and content is in there. Also, check out our weekly outlook on the website. Okay, right, so let's get started, guys. As usual, we start with a recap. So some of the charts that we've been looking at in the last week, we've got them here in our Slack channel where we interact with our members. So I've already opened this up, all these links up here, and I'm just going to go through them quickly. Just a few trade setups that we've been looking at. So let's start with a pound US dollar. So these are the setups that our members get before the move. So these are trade setups that we get before the move. So let's have a look here at this one. This was pound US dollar. So we were looking for this to get into this level here, drop up to around this level. So you remember last week we were looking at this structure and looking to have a possibility of it having completed like this as a running flat and move to the upside. But we saw as it was moving to the upside, let me just get that back here. As it was moving upside, it was giving an opportunity for one leg to the downside. So that meant that that structure was not yet completed. Let me just get my tool. So that meant that this structure was not yet completed. If we just clear it up here, let's get my annotation tool again. So let's just clear it up. So there, so we were looking for that to go in here, blue box, drop here, and make a bounce. So this is how this one has played out. Let's have a look here. And exactly as forecasted there, we got that one pushing in here into the blue box, dropping here, and we saw it pull back around this level, and we are now around this level. We are still expecting that this will continue to the downside. So still on the same pair, as this is what we do. So we've started with this move here. That was the first one. This is how it played out. And then as we are tracking the move, we got another opportunity here, showing us that this was going to make a pullback and it was going to drop. And that is what we anticipated here with pound US dollar, as you can see here, into the blue box. Again, that's the second one here. And then we're still expecting this to continue dropping, at least to complete this structure. So that's what we're looking at. We're getting these pullbacks on the pound and the euro. So that means short-term pullback on the DXY, 221 easy pips there from the blue box. So that's another move there. So if you look at that, that was a first 356 for the initial blue box. We pulled back, and then we got another 221 pips. So that's about 521 pips in just the last week in one single pair. That is a pound US dollar. We're scrambling through for trades, even though it is not clear setups, but we are still able to get some trade setups. Right, so this is Audi US dollar. Audi US dollar, we're anticipating that these moves this move here was the end, and we were supposed to get to the upside. But as you could see here, that the B wave was extended, and we're looking at this one. We saw this one here come here. We anticipate that it will come here, and then it was going to drop. So that was the B wave in the red degree that we were looking at. And you can see here that the B wave has now played out easy pips here on Audi US dollar. So have a look at that, 310 pips. So our members get these charts ahead of time. So that's what we're looking for on Audi US dollar. Is this the end of the move? We'll see shortly as we start with the analysis here. So again, another one that we were looking to have completed the bigger structure. Last week we were looking for this to have completed this bigger corrective structure, but we could see as it was coming down here that this was going to give us another blue box entry here for one leg lower. So that means that this structure was not yet completed. So that's why we anticipated that we're going to get a push to the upside. This is where we sell and then a move to the downside. As you can see here, exactly as forecasted, we get a move to the upside and then we drop another 242 pips. Even in a difficult market, we are still able to get some really good trade setups. Chief JPY, we wanted to see Chief JPY continue lower, but we saw this opportunity here for a WX and a Y move to complete that wave 2 here. So that's why we anticipated that we're going to have one leg to the upside, giving us 546 pips and eventually giving us this easy structure here with 3 waves to the upside, 3 waves back, and another 3 waves to the upside. Where to next? Do we start getting a move to the downside? It looks like it's starting to push to the upside, but we'll look at that shortly as we start with the analysis. Those are just a few ones that we wanted to share with you guys for now. So let's get right into the analysis for this week. All right, so let's get started. Let's go to our live chats. Right, let's go to the live chats. Yes, let's get started. Something else that I forgot to mention, guys. For those who are in France, Paris, Spain, and Portugal, that is Paris, Barcelona, as well as Lagos in Portugal, as well as Porto. In June, I will be traveling around those countries and cities. So if you are in that country and you would like to interact, send us a direct message in our live chat on the website. So I will be in Europe during that time. So just drop us a contact detail and then we can engage. All right, so let's get started, guys. DXY. So with the DXY, I'm on the daily chart here. We are looking for a bigger structure here. I just want to show you the bigger structure before we get started here. So let's have a look here. Let's look at our resources. Look at our instruments. I want to look at the DXY. So let's have a look at the US dollar pesos. This is the access that our members have. If you're a member, you have access to all of these charts, all time frames, 1 hour, 4 hour, daily, weekly, long-term analysis on all of this. So let's have a look here. Okay, I don't want to look at the euro first. I want to look at the DXY first. Let's have a look at the DXY. So that gives us direction as to the rest of the analysis. And I'm going to show you just this one long-term view and why we've been looking at the market the way we have been. Now, if you look at the DXY, we've been looking for the DXY to slightly push up higher before coming down. We're looking for this one to slightly push up higher to around these levels. This is around 105. Let's have a look at that structure. We are currently exactly at those levels right now. We'll go to the live chart now. We are currently exactly at those levels at 105. Are we going to get a reversal and we start continuing to the downside? Okay. That's what we want to look at here. Let's have a look. So we are looking for this to make a move here so that we can complete this ABC corrective structure that is in the red degree. So the bigger structure here on the DXY is for us to complete this. This is actually on the 1 hour, and then we start making a move to the downside. But that should confirm in the 1 hour first before the move happens. So if I just go to the 1 hour on the live chart so you can see how this is playing out so far, we are currently around that 105 area. Exactly there. Do we see the DXY continue to start pushing to the downside? So we'll be monitoring that. Is this the ABC that we're showing in there? Has it completed, or do we see it get to around this level before pushing a little bit lower? So that's what we're looking at. Similar thing with the euro. So what you will anticipate with all the US dollar pairs is the following. So yes, last week we looked at this one here. We were here last week, we were looking for this one to have made. We forecasted this corrective structure that was going to happen, and that from around this level, we could see that the structure was incomplete, and we wanted to see that there was a possibility that it could have made a shorter C here, A, B, C, but the indicator never confirmed that reversal. So that's why we are still looking for this one to have completed it, to have made a deeper corrective structure here. Let's just go back. So this is the deeper corrective structure. Is this the end of the downside move? Is this the end of this ABC corrective structure? Doesn't look like it. Even if we're going to get a pullback, we should get a three-wave pullback that is deeper than this one. We could be, so that's what we're going to be looking at. But this pullback, we're still going to come now. We're still going to wait for and see this one complete the structure as follows. Only then we'll expect a pullback like that. So that is the structure on all of them. The pound US dollar, we've already seen what we are looking for. We are looking for it to complete this bigger structure. I showed this one during the trade recap. That's why when it came here, we focused on the move downside. When it came here, we focused on the move to the downside. 200 pips here, 300 pips here, 500 pips. We are simply just anticipating for them to complete this bigger corrective structure here in WXY fashion. So we want to see pound at least get back to these levels. Only at this level will we wait for that pullback. At that stage, that's when you will expect that the euro will also make that pullback. Okay, so if we're seeing here on the euro is still pushing low, and you cannot see where it's going to reverse, but we can see exactly where pound is going to reverse or make a bounce. So that is a correlation between those two pairs. US dollar CAD. So US dollar CAD last week, we wanted to see this. Let me just show this one here back on the 4-hour. So because we are seeing this short-term dollar strength on US dollar CAD, so we wanted to see this one make 1, 2, 3 and make this one here. So this is the structure that we would have anticipated last week, make this bounce before we come down. But as we are seeing here, what it's actually making is not a different structure. It's just that it's taking a different path. So that means that this is going to make this structure here like this, so straightforward like that here, 1, 2, 3, before we make a move to the upside. So that's why we want to see CAD continue to around this level, break the top here so we can make this structure. Then we'll have this structure here in WXY structure. So we still anticipate that US dollar CAD will push a little bit higher so that we can see this bigger corrective structure here, A, B, C, and internally here, we'll be looking for this one to be making a WXY structure. So let's have a look at how this one plays out. Very straightforward on US dollar CAD. US dollar chief. Okay, so US dollar chief, you have to look at this one in the bigger structure that we've been showing you. I don't know if you can see it on the daily or if I need to go to the weekly. I think you can see it on the daily. Right, on the daily here on US dollar chief, I'm just going to show you the bigger structure and why we're looking at it the way we are. So this is how we are looking at this now. 1, 2, 3, and looks like we've got here another 1, 2, 3, and that red degree, that red structure is actually an expanding flat. Can we be starting another 1, 2, 3 that will give us a WXY corrective structure? Okay, so that's what we're possibly looking out for. So now the indicator will tell us whether we take a trade around this level here for a move to the upside, at least up to this level before we get a pullback on a US dollar chief. So watch out for that one on the daily. So let's have a look in the lower degree. In the lower degree, we're still going to see upside. There's no sign of a pullback. If we do see a pullback, it will be an opportunity. Will be an opportunity to take this one up to the upside. So don't go and buy it now. You don't have a buy set up there on it. As much as you can see it's going up, you don't really have a buy set up. So the rest here, Audi and New Zealand, US dollar, you'll see that they will continue to push lower until pound US dollar reaches that level where we wanted to make the flat correction. So this can continue slightly here before we get a pullback. Even that pullback, it will just be what we were expecting for the euro as well. So New Zealand US dollar, all impulsive to the downside. So this one here has broken the low, and we're anticipating this structure. This is an expanding flat here with actually a ABC corrective structure, not a WXY here. ABC corrective structure. We've broken the low here. Do we start seeing a reversal here? We'll go down as much as pound US dollar goes down before we start seeing signs of reversal. That is New Zealand. US dollar ZAR has pushed up quite a bit here. So it's similar to US dollar CAD. So similar to US dollar CAD, put it back on the 4-hour. US dollar ZAR we're looking for this to have made this structure here. So it's either we have made this structure and it's complete, and US dollar ZAR, it's well on its way, and we're going to see pullbacks, and we see new recent highs here on the US dollar ZAR. Either that or this is the structure independent on its own with an expanding flat, but those are the possibilities that we'll look. And this is why you need an indicator to confirm these structures, especially when you have more than one alternative. We expect to see this one push a little bit higher, come back down before we push to the upside. That is US dollar ZAR. Let's go to the yen pairs. Yen pairs, last week we expected that US dollar yen to just push a little bit higher. So we're anticipating that this was just going to make a move here and then we drop. But again, just like the euro, this is making what looks like an impulsive move. So it's going to continue pushing to the upside. Only when it gets to a certain level will you get a pullback like this. If it's a pullback like this, then that will be giving you an opportunity to ride then the trend on US dollar yen. All right, pound yen has been stuck within this structure here for the last, actually for this from the beginning of the year. So we're looking for this one here last week to complete here and start dropping. It's not indicated that move yet. If you remember last week, what we showed here was this move here, that this has made a move like this. This is 1, 2, and this is making what looks like a 1. Let's use a different color. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. This one to just push to the upside so that we can have this one structure complete here. So if that is the case, then we're going to see this one here, and that will be an A, B, C corrective structure. So that's what we're looking at. On pounds, still complex, still not complete. So we want to see it push slightly higher but come back down. Euro yen. Euro yen also. Last week, we were looking for it to have completed this structure here with 1, 2, 3 before coming down, but we are still seeing a slight move to the upside. But how far will this move? Will it be sustained? This one does not have much data on it, so let's just keep an eye. Chief yen, you've seen the structure that we've indicated or during trade recaps. Okay. Can this be giving us a structure like this? If Chief Yen is giving us this structure, that means we could be well on our way for a move to the upside, but we just wait and see here. If it gives an opportunity like it did here, we're going to see that this is going to be one to ride for another 600-800 pips back to the highs here. So if we get an opportunity here, Chief can take you up to that level. So we need to see here if we build a structure here, and that structure must be backed up by the indicator and the Fibonacci level. So this will be actually a B, C corrective structure. A, B, C, which will be complete, and then we see a move to the upside. So let's keep an eye on that one. CAD yen. Obviously, this one follows US dollar yen. So we are still seeing a little bit more upside, even into the new week. But how far will this sustain? Does not look to be much momentum, but like US dollar yen, we'll expect a pullback if there's going to be any upside. It's not just going to go up in a straight line. Same as New Zealand and Audi. So New Zealand and Audi just stuck in these levels here, still building the structures. As you can see, these are in the making. We can't really see what structures they're building yet. We've got a few ideas, but we're not really looking at that for now. We'll wait for it to give us more data. Same as Audi yen. So Audi yen also building that structure. As you can see here, this is the structure that we're getting here. Audi yen looks a little bit more clearer. As you will see here, we've got what looks like a move here with a 1, 2, 3, and we could be getting here another move here with 1, 2, 3. If that is the case, I don't want to do this for Audi as well, because this, as you can see, are still pretty much immature, this structure. So you could have something like this. So we could see this one coming down here, and you can have this one. If you get that WXY structure, remember the video that we have here on our channel, how to trade WXY and WXYXZ like a pro. You could get a very nice big move to the downside around those levels. So let's watch and wait for more data. Patience needs to be exercised here. Gold, let's go to the commodities. Now, looking at the commodities, just like Euro, US dollar, we've got a move to the downside here on Euro, US dollar. We'll be looking for this one to continue pushing lower, but we'll have to get a pullback. This pullback will then be your trade setup for another move to the downside, and that is the same thing with silver as well. So silver will continue to go push to the downside until we've got that pullback. Okay, where do we get the pullback? So that is the pullback that you're looking to ride the trend. Okay, so you're looking for that pullback to ride the trend on silver and gold. Let's have a look here. So you just need to watch the previous videos to see why we've been focusing gold and silver the way we have been. So you can go as far back as 2 months ago or a month ago on silver and gold on our website. Platinum, the same, continuation to the downside. Okay, so this one has made this pullback here. Let's put this one on the daily. So platinum on the daily has made this structure here. 3 down, 3 up, 3 down. And it looks like we've made now what looks like 1, 2, 3 up. Will it be making another 3 down so that we can get a deeper corrective structure here? So that structure will then be giving us a bigger structure here, which should be our WXY corrective structure. But we are not there at the bigger structure yet. We are still on this purple structure, where we are anticipating that this could be coming down, pull back, like we're expecting all the pullbacks with anything that is paired against the US dollar. So then the structure will then be like this before we make a move to the upside. That is platinum. Brent crude oil. Let's have a look at Brent crude oil. So Brent crude oil still bearish, guys. So whatever you see on Brent crude oil is just building continuation patterns to the downside for now. So if you see here currently, also we are building this structure here. So 1, 2. So let's just have a look at this one. What this one could do, it could do this, could do that, could do that. So either way, what you're seeing here is this 3 waves down up here, and you could be getting this one as a 3-wave structure for a move up here before you get this structure to the downside. See, structure to the downside. So don't be surprised if you see this one coming up, coming down, still just building that yellow purple structure here, which will then mean that we'll see further downside on oil. Pound Audi. Right, Pound Audi, is it now complete? Has it made this structure here? Do we now see this one as a WXY structure? Do we start expecting a move to the upside? Looks like it. So it looks like it's going up impulsively here. It's 5 waves here. Any pullback here that you see on Pound Audi, look for a move to the upside. New Zealand. Okay, so New Zealand will obviously follow Pound Audi. So let's see here. Is this a structure where it's giving us an expanding flat? But this one looks to be going to break the top again here. Then it will be an expanding flat before coming down. Pound CAD. Pound CAD that moved to the downside does not look complete. We wanted to see if it was going to be complete. So 1, 2, 3. And with that, you can see here that we've got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and the 3. That gives you a WXY corrective structure here. Okay, so that is the move that we're looking at. Pound Chief. All right, Pound Chief, that is Pound Chief. We're still building this bigger corrective structure here. When this structure is complete, we'll expect a move to the upside. But for now, let's just let this build up here. Could come here. I'm not even going to try and draft the structure. So let's wait for it to give us a little bit more data. Let's go to the Euro pairs. So Euro pairs, last week we were looking at US dollar, not US, Euro pound. So 1, 2. This should still give us a move to the downside. We already have 1, 2, 3 down, 1, 2, 3 up. This could be a move here that gives us one more leg to the upside. So just keep an eye on this, not yet confirmed. Euro Chief. So similar to Pound Chief, Euro Chief is building up this corrective structure. Don't rush these structures. You need to have a strategy and an indicator that tells you when this is ready. Okay, that is Euro Chief. EuroCAD, building up this 3-wave structure, has broken the top. You could come see here this level. Either that or this has completed this expanding flat, and we're going to see new highs. Let's see how this one goes around these levels. Euro New Zealand, still just building the three-wave corrective structure here. 1, 2, 3. Expect this one to end possibly with a leading diagonal that will make it an ABC corrective structure, which when complete, we'll expect a move to the downside. Audi New Zealand. Okay, so that pullback that we showed last week or 2 weeks back, where we're expecting this to make a pullback and continue to the downside, is playing exactly as we expected. So any pullback, whether it's 4 hour or 1 hour, look to take these trades. Let's look at some crosses. Last week, I wanted to see this one make this structure here. Did not build that expanding. It actually made a running flat. This is a running flat. That's why you see this 1, 2, 3 coming down here. So it could be coming to around those levels. Right, Audi Chief. Audi Chief is playing this bigger flat corrective structure here, expanding flat. Look at that expanding flat. We're now dropping with an impulse. Any pullback here is an opportunity to ride this up to this level and lower. Very straightforward analysis on Audi Chief, New Zealand CAD. So New Zealand CAD, we said last week that we're expecting that this will just make us a three-wave structure that is still in the making, still in play. New Zealand Chief also made this 1, 2, 3. Looks like we're going to have one more down here before we make a reversal. CAD Chief. So CAD Chief also in a corrective structure here, but look out, CAD Chief may be ready pretty soon here. We could be in here with 1, 2, and then we start pushing to the upside. All right, so that is CAD Chief. Let's look at some of the indices. So the S&P 500 looking pretty interesting here because there are 2 different options in which this could play out. So remember, the first one here is we've got here as the 3 waves down. Could this be a running flat here where we look at this one as an ABC corrective structure, running flat? We see this one then continue to the downside. So for now, any move that you see to the downside, especially if it breaks this low here, then you will see that this is going to retest this low here and even break it before we complete this WXY corrective structure. So look out for that here on the S&P 500. It's going to be similar on the Dow Jones Industrial. As you can see here, Dow Jones Industrial, this is the structure that is possible there after we have made this 1, 2, 3, the same as on the S&P 500. We could be making another 1, 2, 3. So watch out for this one. It's dropping. If we invalidate this structure here, that it will do this. That means we're going to have one more down here with WXY here on the Dow Jones Industrial. This is just explaining in detail what we are expecting of the S&P 500. Looking at the DAX. Now the DAX, will it still play this expanding flat? We're currently right there at the top. Looks like it may start playing out so we can get this move. Why are we looking for that move? Because the bigger structure that we're expecting here on the DXY for the longest time has been this, and it still looks like it's still valid. 1, 2, the pink, 3, downside. So if you get an opportunity here to take this move, we could see the DAX coming to retest the lows here around this level. Let's keep an eye on that. And lastly, on not last, on the indices, we still have the Nasdaq. So the Nasdaq has simply made this 3-wave corrective. This 3-wave is actually interesting because it's got a complex B there. That is a 1, a 2, and a 3. So we can see this one coming down. Any entries to the downside can be taken for a trade setup. Nikkei. So Nikkei, the structure does not change. We still have it as this. This is 3 waves down, 3 waves up, 3 waves down, and we've got this one as 3 waves up, and this one could be making another 3. Could make another 3 waves like that. Now, if it does that, we should see one more up before we come down, and that would be a WXY corrective structure. Excuse my writing. Then that will be the move here. That will be the move. Okay, so let's see how this plays out. And lastly, on the indices, Nifty. So the Nifty could be coming all the way back to the 1500 level. Why is that? So we have made these 3 waves down here on the Nifty 1, 2, 3, and we've made this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside, and we could be making another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to build this corrective structure here. That will give you a B, C corrective structure. Let's see how that plays out. So any opportunities for downside will be targeting that level for a C on that Nifty. Let's go to the cryptocurrencies. Last week, we wanted to see Bitcoin complete this expanding flat. It has now completed that expanding flat. I'm putting it on the daily so you can see what we wanted to see here. 1, 2, 3. We wanted to see this expanding flat complete. If it's complete, we knew that this was going to make a continuation move to the downside. Is that the case? Looks like it is in play, and that is what we're anticipating on Bitcoin. Ethereum still slightly a bit different because we wanted to see it make at least a zigzag structure here like that. It has not even made a zigzag, but we are looking downside. We're already bearish on the cryptos, so this one could be giving us this structure here. We start making a move to the downside. Okay, if we make a move like that, that means we'll have a structure like this. 1, 2, 3, a bigger one, bigger expanding flat before we continue to the downside. But for now, let's just focus on getting this one to around these levels. Litecoin, we want to see this one start making a move to the downside. Okay, looks like 1, 2, 3. Let's see if we start getting a move to the downside like that. And lastly, on Ripple, a little bit tricky, but not so much. So Ripple, because we're seeing the rest of the cryptocurrencies go down, we could be expecting that Ripple will come back and do a structure like this. 1, 2, come and retest the low here. We already started with 1, 2 here, 3, 1, 2, 3 up, 1, 2, 3 down. We could come back impulsively and come back for one more before we make a move to the upside. And that move here in the bigger structure would be this one, which is WXY. And that's what I have for you for this week, guys. If you've got any queries, drop the queries as per our contact details here on our YouTube channels, as you have indicated, or you can drop us a query via our live chat on our website. Okay, otherwise, if you've not already subscribed to our channel, give us please subscribe to the channel and give us a thumbs up if you like our content. And don't forget to hit that bell notification button so that you get an alert the next time we upload a video. Hope you enjoyed this. Happy trading next week. Trade responsibly. Cheers. Bye-bye.